looks like a stalker. I wouldn't be surprised. It might be.
Well, hey kids, how's everybody out there in YouTube land this morning? Yep, everything is all fine and dandy. A little damp, but everything's fine and dandy here on the good ship Lily 2. Been trying to catch up on some stuff. Hey Palm, what's up, man? Hi, dog. Now, I'm trying to do a live stream. I know I just started talking. Why do you got to come up and get in my face? You were being so good laying down over there and behaving yourself. And now you're just throwing yourself on me. Lay down. Go on, go lay down. It's okay. It's okay. I know. You want some loving? Okay. She wants some loving, guys. She wants a little, ew. Ooh, you got a little eye stuff on me. Ooh. Anyhow, she wants a little attention. She is a bit of a cuddle hog. She's constantly wanting love and attention, so. But I got to do a live stream right now, so go lay down. Go on. Good girl. Anyhow, kids, sorry about that. Interesting stuff going on. First of all, let's talk about Florence. So, hey, Mama's 3, how you doing? For those of you guys who've been following it, Florence has been, you know, indecisive at best, and now it looks like we're finally getting some solid direction from Florence. And unfortunately for my buddy Billy, it's not good. I'm busier than a 3-poker dog at the dog park. There you go. Well, that's good. That's good for you. Yeah, it looks like Florence is heading into South Carolina now, not North Carolina. Now she's heading to South Carolina and winding down towards Georgia, actually. So, little interesting change of events. You know, instead of coming up the coast, which is what has been my concern, and up until today, all the models have been showing that. The most recent models are now showing her running more into a southerly pattern. So, if that's the case, if that holds, if that continues, I'm out of here Sunday. If that holds, I'm in countdown mode to getting out of here on Sunday, and let me tell you, I'm excited about that concept. One of the viewers sent some LED bulbs to Doug. He should have them by Sunday. I got to go make a quick run over to Micro Center to return an item and get a refund from that, and I want to pick up a little bit more 40 weight oil, as well as some 10W or just some, you know, 5W30 or 10W30 or something. So I got a quart or two for the generator. But then I'm out of here, guys. I'm out of here. Probably going to do one more quick batch of laundry, just a small batch. But yeah, then I'm going to be heading out and heading on the road again. On the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. Life I love is sailing my boat down the ICW. Anyhow, I can't get on the wet road again. Yeah, I can't wait to get going again, man. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. I'm jazzed. I'm ready. I am ready to start heading south. So it looks like we might be good for Sunday. We're going to continue monitoring. It's a long ways off. But right now, it looks like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, looks like we've got a good 5-day weather window to get ourselves south and get around the coast of New Jersey, up into Delaware Bay, the C&O Canal, the Chesapeake, into Virginia, into the ICW. And I don't think, looking at the storm pattern and the direction that Florence is going now, I don't think we're going to experience a lot of damage to the ICW in those areas where she could be easily trashed. Where it's going now into South Carolina is more of a solid topography, for lack of a better term, and less likely to sustain much damage. Plus, an area that, frankly, I was thinking about doing some offshore sailing around anyway. You know, once I get up around past the Cape, and it looks like she's going to be running well south of the Cape, so I don't think the Cape's going to get a lot of damage, fortunately. I'm thinking I might be able to go from there and run and do a couple offshore jumps, like from the Cape over to St. Augustine, Florida, and kind of bounce around some of some of South Carolina and some of Georgia's coastline. Possibly. Still going to plan on making day stops, so I'm going to, you know, make stop, but I'm not going to be traveling down the ICW for extensive periods of time through that area. At least I hadn't planned on it. But we'll see. We'll just see what happens with that and how that develops. So, hey, Billy, there he is, man. Let me see what I missed in the chat. Paul Mehmet, good morning. Mama Stree. Egg Pilot, what's up? Billy's here. Okay, cool. So yeah, so I think that's what's going to happen. I think right now it looks like I may be out of here on Sunday. Today, cold, wet. Oh, not cold. 78 degrees on the boat that was ready this morning, and here I got the generator going outside. Generator was a little hard to start this morning. Not sure what the deal was. It was a little hard to start. It did one of those sort of stutter starts. It started up. It ran for 5 minutes, it shut itself down. I went out, restarted it, and now it's purring along and running fine. So, not sure. It does that occasionally. I don't know what that is. You know, maybe cleaning fuel out of its, you know, carburetor or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that, but it did that this morning, and now it's purring along just fine. Cooling down the refrigerator is what I'm working on right now. I have everything else somewhat charged, and so anyhow, we'll see what happens. Foggy this morning. Had some butthead in a powerboat anchor right next to me yesterday. I mean, like, I didn't sleep well last night because he was that close to me. I could look out my window and practically see him brushing his teeth in his bathroom on his boat. I mean, just that ridiculously close, and there's no reason for it. I mean, there's a great big huge open bay here. There's room for, you know, 40 other boats anchored here where I'm anchored, and he had to come in and anchor his power boat, all chain rode, right next to me. And kids, that's something you got to be concerned about. I'm on road, not chain. I have 20 feet of chain and all road, so I have to put out a lot more scope to have the proper angle on my anchor for protection so I don't drag. When you have all chain, you can really shorten your scope up pretty dramatically, actually. And so I spin on a much longer arc, he spins on a much shorter arc, and so therefore when he anchors really close to me, if the wind direction is just right, it could blow me right over onto him, and my boat would hit him because he anchored too close to me. Normally, you know, when you have a big old ugly boat like mine, people tend to stay away from you. Kind of one of the reasons why I kind of let it stay kind of ugly looking, actually, why I'm not too worried about it, is I like people staying away from me. I don't like people coming up and anchoring right next to me, you know, and I want them to be a long ways off. I want them to look at, oh, man, I'm not going to get near that guy. He probably doesn't have insurance or whatever, and I don't want him to hit my boat and damage my beautiful boat with his ugly boat, so we'll go stay away. So there's something to be said about that. And anyhow, he anchored too close to me last night. Kind of pissed me off, but it is what it is. I did want to do a little shout out to SV Akula, A-K-U-L-A. Sailing Akula has been a long-term friend and fan and supporter of my channel. And he sent me a link yesterday in an email that I thought was really interesting. There's a channel called OO. It's EWU Live, OO Live, and it's about a father and daughter who do a live stream. Here's a picture of what they look like. It's father and daughter doing a live stream. They explore areas. They go out and they explore areas. I don't know where they are. It sounds like they're somewhere on the West Coast, just a little bit east of Cali. So, you know, Nevada, Arizona, you know, Utah, somewhere in that area. anyhow, they go out and they explore areas, and they live stream while they do it. Not too unlike my channel, although I've been stalled here doing work for a while, so I'm kind of off track from what I would normally be doing. But and I find it interesting, the similarities. They are having the same problem that I've had with trolls and haters and all that kind of stuff. But Carl, buy beer here for another hour and a half. Can't buy, oh, you can't buy beer there for another hour and a half. Oh man, Pilot, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Oh gosh. Okay, so I guess I missed some stuff in the chat, huh? Hey Jared, this is funny. The wife got up and went to work today after being off since Labor Day. She doesn't have to be, oh no. Oh, you tell Beth to get beer when she was out, yeah. You ever get the sticker on the other side window? No, I haven't. Can't buy beer for another hour and a half. Oh man, Pilot, sorry to hear that. Hey, we've all done that, you know. I know as a kid I've gotten up on a Sunday morning thinking I had to go to school. So anyhow, so Ooh Live, EWU Live, it's his father and daughter. They go out and they do exploration, and they're having the same problem that I've had. They've been hammered by trolls, haters, nonsense, you know. Unfortunately, they're closing down their live stream. They're not going to do them anymore. It was more than they could bear, and in their case, the trolls have won, which is what the trolls want to do. You know, they want to bring everybody. I mean, as the guy put it, he said, "Misery loves company," and they're lonely and they just want company, so they'll make everybody else as miserable as they are. So anyhow, this couple, this father and daughter, are quitting their live streams. They're done, and they're done because of all the haters and all that stuff. So kind of sad really. I was sort of bummed about that, but you know, it is what it is. So apparently I'm not alone in the attacks. I thought what I was doing was fairly unique on YouTube. Apparently there's other people who do live stream channels like I've been doing, and successfully, you know, about as successful as mine, about the same actually. You know, they've got 2,000 subscribers and they have about the same 120 people watching the live streams and whatever, and you know, they have the same comments, and just like in my channel, you know, they have their supporters, they have people hitting the super chat helping them out, they have people, you know, predominantly there's good people in the world. Most of the people are good people, but they're letting all the haters get to them. Now what they actually end up happening to them is they actually had haters call the police on them and send the cops to locations where they were at, trying to get them in trouble and trying to get them arrested. You know that Ask Pilot, ask him about a link he sent me. Okay. Hey John Dolan, how you doing? Okay, so Pilot, you're going to have to tell us about this link you sent Billy. So, all right, whatever. You send me the link too, so I can enjoy the joke, I guess. Or maybe you did already. I don't know. I got something from you just the other day, just yesterday. So, anyhow, I thought it was interesting that this other couple are having the same problems, and apparently I'm not as alone with my issues as I thought I was. I wish I had known about them earlier. I'm going to try to research some other live streamers and see who else is out there that's doing this sort of thing, and you know, maybe we can commiserate and share some ideas and stuff, and see what we can do. Maybe, you know, help these guys get back online. Anyway, I think they should. But anyhow, kind of cool stuff. But YouTube channel, shoot the, yep, okay. These people will make you roll. They made $1,800 in 2 hours. Well, who is that? Ah, well, send me a link to it, Pilot. If you don't want to do it in the chat, that's fine. You know my email and stuff. Send me a link to it. So, what Pilot said. Okay. All right. Well, anyhow, guys, I'll check that out. So today's a good day. Yeah, here you go. Look how close this guy is to me. See that? Is that not crazy? I mean, is that not crazy? I had to go to bed with him that close to me last night. Here, let me get up. Can't get up with the table there. Look at how close he is to me. Now there's that whole big bay, all that area out there where he could anchor, and he anchors right up next to me. Is that not nuts? He had all that room to anchor, and he's got to drop the hook right behind me. So, okay, I take it back. He's on all road too. He doesn't have chain out. I see only rope hanging off of his bow. I couldn't see it last night because it was late last night. It was dark out, but I guess he's on all rope as well. But still, he's just like right behind me. I could throw a rock and hit him. Maybe I should. I don't have any rocks on the boat. Oh gosh, there's another thing I want to touch base with you guys about. Sounds. All right, let me see what I missed here in the chat first, and I'll get into that. Did you get a chance to call Wade? No, John, I was out running errands all day yesterday. I will call Wade today, though. I will give him a call today. You're still the bestest. Hope you make the boat show. Looking forward to meeting you. Yep, I think we're still on for the boat show. So, darn, that's dope. Yeah, there's no reason for him to be that close to me. I agree. Hey, Turtle. Take the muffler off your generator. Yeah, right. Maybe I should have run my generator last night while he was sitting there and he'd have gone away. My generator's not that noisy. I mean, obviously it was noisy right there standing next to it, but normally it's not that noisy. Anyhow, noise, yeah. So this morning, for those of you guys that don't know, I like to take my toothbrush and my soap and stuff and jump into the bay in the morning. Get your golf clubs out. He looks to be a par 1. Okay, I don't have golf clubs, but okay. Anyhow, I like to take my toothbrush and my toothpaste and my soap and stuff and jump off the back of the boat into the bay to take my saltwater bath, and I kind of enjoy that, you know. Anyhow, I'm in taking my bath this morning, and I heard a whale. The boat close to you. Oh, okay, yeah, right. I heard a whale. I heard a. Now, having been up in Alaska with my sailboat, I know what it sounds like when a whale hits the surface and blows. That. And so I'm in the water and I'm swimming and you know, soaping up and stuff, and I hear. I was like, well, really? I'm looking around because usually you can still see the plume, you know, where they blew, and it sounded like it was fairly close to me. So I was looking around. I didn't see anything. I couldn't find anything around. So I'm looking around. I couldn't find anything. So I go back to my cleaning, and then I hear again. I get up and look. Well, it turns out what it was, it's the bluefish feeding on the bunkers. The bluefish are coming up, and all the bunkers are rushing up on the surface and rustling the water at the top of the surface. And it sounded exactly like the sound a whale makes when it blows on the surface. I was really blown away by it. As I got done and I got up on the boat where I had a little bit higher advantage looking more down in the water, I saw them do it right next to my boat, and I was like, oh, well, that's what I heard. But man, it sure sounded like a whale breaching this morning. Not breaching, but blowing this morning. So just exactly what it sounds like up in Alaska when the whales would blow there. It's exactly what it sounded like. But in this case, it was just all the bunker right along the surface, rustling up the surface as the bluefish were coming up and pushing them up out of the water. So kind of fooled me this morning. So I thought I'd share that with you. Anyhow, that's about all the news that is News Across the Nation here on the Good Ship Lily 2 this morning. Not a lot to report, except it looks like Florence is going to go take care of Billy. She's going to go down here and kick Billy's butt today instead of coming up here. She's going to head down into South Carolina, possibly even as far as Georgia. In fact, one scenario I saw, it looks like she's going to peter out practically over to Atlanta. So I imagine Billy's going to get a whole bunch of rain and some wind. But what in the meantime, though, it's pulling all that noise, all that racket away from me. So it does look like, today is what, 12th? It's what, Tuesday? Tuesday. It looks like I may be out of here Sunday. Sunday. Those of you guys who ever watch TV up here in New York, they always used to be on the TV. Sunday at Raceway Park. Anyhow, you had to live up here to appreciate that. But anyhow, looks like Sunday I may be heading out of here and start going south. And man, I can't tell you how excited I am about this. I don't care what jobs I have done or don't have done. I really don't care. I don't care if I have the dinghy tied up on the roof. I don't care. I filmed yesterday. I put 82 bucks in the boat yesterday in fuel. 82 bucks. Holy crap. 15 gallons into my diesel tank. My 2 5-gallon diesel cans up on the deck are filled. I filled my 2 5-gallon gasoline cans. So I had 15 gallons of diesel and 10 gallons of gasoline. 82 bucks to fill my boat up. Christ, I thought I was filling my Ford Excursion up again. Anyhow, but I'm all full. So in Sunday, by Sunday, I will probably need to fill a 5-gallon gas can and a water jug. I got 20 gallons of water on board too right now. So I'll probably have to top off 1 water jug and fill 1 gas can. So that won't be much. I want to do a little provisioning run and stock up on some fresh food items for the trip. Not that, and that's something I wanted to touch base. That's actually, I'm glad I brought that up. That's something I wanted to touch base with people about. So many people, when they go sailing and cruising, when you guys go sailing and cruising, it's something to think about, now. You don't have to have everything done, guys. You don't have to have everything buttoned down. You don't have to have all the provisions bought. You don't need to have all the parts and all the materials and everything 100% perfect. You don't. There are people living all up and down the world, all around the world. There's people everywhere. If there's people everywhere, there's groceries. Everyone's got to eat. I don't care where you are in the world, people have to eat. There's places to buy food everywhere around the world. There's places to buy boat parts everywhere around the world. There are places to buy fuel everywhere around the world. Maybe not as convenient as where you are right now, but they're certainly out there all around the world. So I know a lot of people, like when I had my boat in Seattle, I knew a lot of people up in Seattle that were like, oh my gosh, we got to have this done, and we have to have that done, and we have to have this, latest technology, and we have to have, upgrade this and upgrade that, and change this rig, and put this new sail on it, and on and on, and these monumental list of things that have to be done before they can leave port. You don't have to do all that. Like my boat right now is basically functional. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. The rig needs tightened down. There's some minor things I need to work on. It would be great to have my engine rebuilt. It would be great to have all new sails. It would be great to have all new standing rigging. I mean, a lot of things would be great, but they're not absolutely necessary in order for me to get going. And the same thing holds true with groceries. I don't have to have the boat completely stocked up with every single thing that I might want to eat in the next 6 months. Now, if I'm making a passage, let me clarify this. If I'm going offshore for, like, crossing the Atlantic, okay? If I'm going to cross the Atlantic, which is like a 20 to 30 day sail, then yes, there's no place to stop in the middle Atlantic Ocean to get fuel. There's no place to stop and buy groceries in the middle Atlantic Ocean. Yes, when you're making a passage like that, if I were to decide to go to a non-stop sail from here to the Bahamas, let's say, I'm looking at a 15-day run, then yeah, I need 15 days worth of food, I need 15 days worth of fuel, I need 15 days worth of water. Actually, if I'm making it would be prudent of me to have a 30-day supply of all those things, because, shit happens. But for what I'm doing, where I'm going along the coast and going up in the intercoastal waterway, I don't need, okay, I'm thinking it's going to be like 42 days from the time I leave here. Actually, that's not true. 42 days from the time I leave Annapolis, Maryland. It's going to take me about a week or 10 days to get to Annapolis. After I leave Annapolis, it's 42 days to get down to Florida. That doesn't mean I need to have a 42-day food supply on board to get there. 15 days worth of beer. There you go, Bill. You're absolutely right. It doesn't mean I need to have all that stuff stocked up for that trip. It just means I need to have enough stuff to get me, you know, at least, because there's going to be 3 or 4 grocery stops along the way. There are software packages available, programs like Active Captain and Google Earth, and you know, different things that I can utilize, that when I can get to a particular anchorage, I can look and see how far is the nearest grocery store, how far is the nearest gas station, where can I get fuel, where can I get food. You know, those are the 2 things that keep the boat going the whole time. Or possibly, you know, where can I get this fixed or that fixed. Like someone asked me, what would I have done if my generator crapped out while I was on the ICW? I would have found a repair shop somewhere along the ICW. I mean, that's what you do. Now, traditionally, historically, there used to be all the grocery stores and stuff were right along the waterway because that was the economic avenue then. Now, of course, it's the highway system, so they've moved off of the waterway. But as a general rule, you know, every 3, 4, 5 days along the ICW, you're somewhat close to walking distance to a grocery store. And if not walking distance, certainly Uber distance to a grocery store. So it's not like you're going to starve to death or die because you don't have everything with you. So there are some people out there that criticize me because, you know, I'm willing to leave here with the dinghy deflated up on the deck. Oh my gosh, you're going to need the dinghy. Well, I have the other dinghy on the back. In an emergency, I can use that one. I prefer not to, but I can. You know, my engine's not perfect. My rig's not perfect. You know, whatever. It's no reason for you not to go. Okay, go. In fact, you really ought to go. You know, one of the things I've seen is there in Seattle there was a guy I knew who was a really good guy. Don't get me wrong, he was a really good guy. But yeah, my hair isn't ready to go. Yeah, I need something done there. Yeah, little trim here. You know, get the nose hairs trimmed out before I leave. Anyhow, he had a beautiful boat. He had a beautiful sailboat, in almost mint condition. I mean, the sails were new, the rig was new, the engine was perfect. But he was always, you know, adding some stupid thing that he had to have before he could leave the harbor. And as a result is he ended up never leaving the harbor. He never did. He always had an excuse for why he didn't go. He would go to like to some of the local club sales and that kind of stuff, you know. Like they would go over from this port to that port and, you know, go over and hang out there for a couple of days, or, you know, that kind of stuff he would do. But he wasn't going to head out into the ocean, and he had, without a doubt, he had a world traveling boat. I mean, he had a boat that easily could have gone out and sailed the world, but he always felt insecure and needing some other new latest and greatest thing, you know. Oh, now we have to have AIS, and now we have to have GPS, and now we have to have, you know. No, you don't have to have all that. And there's these people out there that think, oh, the law says. I heard someone tell me that they said by law you have to monitor channel 16 on your VHF radio. No, you don't. No, you don't. There's no VHF radio Gestapo. Nobody's going to come out here and arrest me on my boat because I don't have my VHF turned on. There's no law requiring me to have a VHF radio. It's not required. But there's those people that just have that mentality that, you know, you just can't go anywhere without a VHF radio. Now, in my particular case, I do have a permanently mounted VHF here on the boat, plus I have 2 handhelds. But that doesn't mean they're required. And I do listen to them, but I don't listen to them while I'm underway unless I need to call a bridge or, you know, or something like that to get passage. I don't monitor them 24 hours a day. I don't need to do that. So anyhow, just some thoughts, guys. You can leave the port without the, I mean, it's just like your car, okay? You don't need to have your gas tank at absolute full to go run to the local grocery store. If you got a quarter of a tank, you can probably make it to the grocery store and back without a problem. The same thing goes to, yeah, don't forget your sextant, right? Like I'm ever going to use a sextant today. You know, you just don't need all this stuff. So anyhow, let me see what I missed in the chat here. So, that boat is close to me. Yes, it is. It's way too close to me. Bruce Willis and Armageddon. Yep, Wednesday. Tuesday is White Carl. Do I have the wrong day? Okay. I know you don't use your water system. What's wrong with it? Bob, I'm not aware that there's anything wrong with it, except it's very inconvenient to fill the tanks. Well, that's not true. I did look at the forward tank. I looked inside of it, and it just looked moldy, and it kind of turned me off to the idea of putting water in there and using that water for anything other than maybe flushing a toilet. And I don't need water to flush a toilet. I certainly wouldn't want to have water out of that tank come into my glass and brush my teeth with it or cook with it. So the tanks that are on here have some nasty stuff in them, and they need to be flushed out and clean, and I just haven't gotten to that yet. So little moose, okay. Yep, go small, go simple, go now. Absolutely, Frenchie. Columbus did. Yeah, morning, Carl. Hey, good morning, Chief. Yeah, don't forget my sextant. Yeah, right. Yep, now I need to have a sextant, need to make sure I have a year's supply of condoms. For me, that'd be none. Yeah, for all the sex I'm getting. But yeah, you know, you just don't have to have all that stuff. You just go. So before you leave, get some bleach and put some in that tank. Yeah, I know, Billy. I know how to clean out the water tanks. Here's the other thing. There's no deck fill for the water supply. So I literally have to unpack my V-berth and move almost everything out of the V-berth, lift the cushions up to access the cap, to open the cap up. Then I got to drag a water hose through my entire length of my boat to stick. I know it was a joke, John. I understood that. Then I need to drag a garden hose through the boat to fill that tank up forward. And then there's another tank that's underneath all this stuff down here in the quarter berth. The water tanks where they're positioned on this boat are just not located or plumbed in correctly. The other thing that bothers me about my water tank system, and another reason why I haven't done anything with it, all of the plumbing inside the boat for the water system is just garden hose. It's garden hose where they cut the fittings off, they put it on a barb and put one clamp on it. So I just know for a fact, and I don't really know this for a fact, but I just believe that if I were to fill these two tanks, and they're two 20-gallon tanks, that would give me 40 gallons of water on board. I just know if I fill these two 40-gallon tanks, I'm going to end up with 40 gallons of water in my bilge. As soon as I pressurize the pump, and there is a pressurized pump on it, as soon as I kick that pump on, I just know it's all going to end up in the bilge. And you know what? I don't need it. I don't need it, so I don't bother with it. I mean, I guess that's what it works out to. I just don't need it, so I don't bother with it. If I needed it, if I felt like I needed to have that water, certainly if I was going to go offshore for a long distance trip, I would probably want to have those tanks working and full so I could carry the extra water supply. But I really don't care right now. So, flushing water tanks so I have available water is something I would have ready before I go. Okay. Yep, John, I understood it was a joke. Okay. I know what you mean. I just thought it would help while you're travel cleaning it out rather than... Oh, yeah, I understand. Yeah, the movement of the boat and stuff would help slosh it around and clean it up. I get that, yep. If you want, you can put some bleach in your tanks and let it slop around. Yeah, that's exactly what Billy was suggesting. I understood that, yep. Yeah, but, you know, I don't need it. I'm not using it. It's not a big priority to me. I mean, I don't use either of the sinks that are here on the boat. I don't use either one of them. You know, there's my water supply, guys. This is the water supply that I keep on hand in the boat. And, you know, if I want to make coffee, I pour this in my teapot. If I'm thirsty, well, I have a water jug. This one in particular, I refill. I bought it new, full, a while ago. And since then, I've filled it about, I don't know, 20 or 30 times since then. I keep it down here on the boat so it's not exposed to the sunlight, so it doesn't get any UV issues happening with it. But yeah, that's the extent of my, this takes care of the dog and me. This 1 gallon will last the dog and me for the day. And when I need to refill it, I have 2 7-gallon cans up on the deck. I will, you know, gravity feed out of the 7-gallon into that and fill that up. So, and I'm good. And my 14 gallons that I have, plus I have 6 1-gallon jugs. This is one of them. 5 others out there. Those are more than enough to last me a couple of weeks usually. So I use more fresh water rinsing myself off from going from my daily swim. I use more fresh water doing that than I do even drinking or anything else. So I just don't consume a lot of water. So hey boss, I won't be in to work today. My power door locks don't work. There you go. Everybody needs to remember this boat is just a means to a better boat. Save time and money by not doing some of the things. That's exactly right, Jared. That's exactly right. Yeah. This boat's to get me down to Florida and let me start working. Now, maybe when I get down to Florida, I may decide it's more convenient to have the pressurized water on board. Maybe I'll get it set up at that point, but right now I'm just not overly excited about it. So somebody is lounged out. That right there is a lounged out dog. Oh man, she's enjoying herself. Anyhow, kids, this is getting long and I've got stuff to get to, so I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Be good, be careful, take good care of one another, kids. We will see you tonight at 7 o'clock. In the meantime, in the description down below, there's links to my Patreon and my PayPal. Should you want to contribute to the adventure, it would be greatly appreciated and certainly much needed. So with that said, kids, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.